we now have a third tax-sheltered investment/savings account in Canada called the FHSA, or the First Home Savings Account. It was introduced and came into effect in 2023, and it was designed to help Canadians save a down payment for their first home. So simply put, the FHSA is what we would get if the TFSA and the RRSP had a baby. It has the best features of both the TFSA and the RRSP. You pay no tax when you withdraw your capital gains from your account, just like the TFSA. However, obviously it has to be for the purchase of your first home. And you also get an income tax deduction when you contribute to your FHSA, just like the RRSP. To open up an FHSA, you need to be a resident of Canada, be at least 18 years old, and be a first-time homebuyer. There is an asterisk beside first-time homebuyer because if you didn't live in a home that you own 4 years before you open up the FHSA, you may also qualify to open up an FHSA. The FHSA can remain open for 15 years from when you open the account or when you turn age 71, whichever comes first. So just like the other accounts, the TFSA and the RRSP, in the FHSA, you can hold, stocks, GICs, mutual funds, bonds, ETFs. However, there's one difference with the FHSA. With the other accounts, typically you'd want to use them for long-term investing because you have a longer time horizon. However, with the FHSA, you want to buy a home and the account closes within 15 years. So your time horizon is a lot shorter. In your TFSAs and your RRSPs, say you have stocks and mutual funds. In the FHSA, if you need to withdraw that money within 5 years, you do not want to put it into anything that is too volatile. So for the FHSA, a GIC would be a lot better fit. And you know that when you want to take that money out to buy a house, you don't have to worry about the market being up or down. However, a great strategy could be to open up multiple FHSAs, have one account that has your GICs and another account that has a S&P 500 low-cost indexed ETF, which can provide you a greater return but also minimizes your risk because of how diversified it is. The FHSA maxes out at $40,000 of contribution. So for example, if you have $40,000 of contribution room in your FHSA, you could put $20,000 into low-cost index ETFs and $20,000 into GICs. So let's talk about contributions. So how much can you put into this account? Or in other words, what is the contribution limit? So $40,000 is the maximum contribution throughout your life. So with the FHSA, you can contribute $8,000 a year, and the contributions are cumulative, meaning they carry over to the following year if you don't use them. So for example, you open an account in 2024. So in 2024, you can contribute a maximum of $8,000. Now the contribution limit allocated to every single year is as follows: 2024, 8,000, 2025, 8,000, 2026, 8,000, 2027, 8,000, and 2028, 8,000. After 5 years, you will have hit the $40,000 threshold. After 5 years, so what you could do is open up the FHSA, wait 5 years, you can put in as much money as you possibly can, up to $40,000. So let's say you open your account in 2024 and you're only able to contribute $3,000. So now a few years later in 2026, you make more money and you're able to contribute $15,000 all in 1 year. But are you able to do that? Is that within your contribution limit? Your contribution room for 2026 will be $24,000 minus what you've already used, which is $3,000. So you can contribute up to $21,000 in 2026. So yes, you'll be able to contribute the $15,000 in 2026 in this scenario. So let's talk about withdrawals. How do you withdraw your money from your FHSA to purchase a home? So with the FHSA, the money that you withdraw can only be used to purchase your principal residence, or in other words, a home that you're going to live in. So step one, you need to fill out the RC 725 form that's on the CRA website, also known as a request to make a qualifying withdrawal from the FHSA. Next, you want to provide this form to the bank or financial institution where you opened your FHSA. You also need to prove with a written agreement that you will plan to buy or build a home within 1 year of withdrawing the money. And after you take the money out, you have to close your account by December 31st of that year. Now, how does the home buyer's plan compare with the FHSA? Well, ideally, if you already have money in your RRSP and you already have a decent amount built up, you should take advantage of both. You should max out your FHSA and you should pull out as much as $35,000, which is the limit, from your RRSP, because you want to take advantage of your buying power today. But if you have to pick one, I would go with the FHSA, because the FHSA, you don't have to repay the money that you're withdrawing, and also the contribution is $40,000. What you withdraw depends on what happened with that $40,000 within your account. So I just want you to remember that the purpose of this account is to buy your primary residence that you live in, not to buy an investment property. If you withdraw the money to buy an investment property, I don't think that's gonna fly. So me personally, I use my TFSA and RRSP for long-term investing, and the FHSA is a beautiful thing because I can now allocate my money towards buying my first home into a specific account, and I don't have to pull out from and interrupt the compounding from my TFSA or my RRSP to buy my first home. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, be sure to drop a like below. I'll see you guys in the next one.